And we're back here going into game number 3 between Classic and Maru here at the GSL VODs. I got to say, these games have been a real treat to cast. I don't know as much about what Classic was doing back there. I don't think it's safe to do something like go Phoenixes against Maru specifically.
Well, it seemed like it was kind of thrown together because he didn't just do it from the start. He went Oracles into late Phoenixes, and he made a lot of Phoenixes, more than you would make on this map, I feel. It was definitely a bit strange.
Most importantly is that when you go for Phoenixes like that, it's really hard to actually if you to get to your Templar tech in time before Maru has that critical mass. Guys, so check out the Hot 6 Cup.
Yeah, this is a tournament we have basically every year here in Korea. The Hot 6 Cup, we had it last year as well. It's going to be a round of 10, so there's going to be, looks like 10 players here. And there's going to be online qualifiers that get 2 players in, and a fan voting and sponsor seat of 2 players as well. And then, of course, the winners and runner-ups, so the top 2 players from each GSL will make up the normal 6 players. So inviting all, 6 players we get from seasons 1, 2, and 3, 2 qualifier plays, and 2 seeds. And you guys can see that it's going to be a big group league. And then we're going to have a round of 6, a round of 4, and the finals here. And we'll be having the GSL Awards, it looks like, at the end of the year as well. So that's always a little fun award ceremony we have.
Prize money here, 43 million Korean won. That's about $43,000. So a lot at stake there.
That's a lot of money. All right. So that's like another big tournament there at the end of the year for you guys to look forward to. So the map here is Way Station. This is a map that's a 2-in-1 map. You never know what you're going to get until the spawns are revealed. It could be really far positions. I think that would favor Classic here. Or it could be close spawns, which would favor Maru's aggressive style.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fun map. I know a lot of the pro gamers are not as fond of this map because it does require a lot more practice to play well on. But
it's like preparing for 2 maps instead of preparing for 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we flip a coin, and then you get one of these 2 maps based off those different starting locations. So let's see what they got in store. They definitely had a lot of time to prepare. And again, neck and neck here, 1-1, Classic against Maru, game number 3 in our first semifinals here in the GSL VODs.
Season 2, round 4, Classic versus Maru.
Oh, the proxy's coming in. But it's a
Proxy
Classic
City.
It's
like
a Classic
Proxy County. It's like Tasteless is so rusty.
Classic's doing the proxy, though. It's not Maru.
Ooh, this is... Ooh.
I saw it on the minimap. I was like, it's certainly Maru, right?
Yeah, I know. I thought the same
thing. Right?
I'm actually glad you said it before me because I was about to be like, oh, Proxy Barracks, Maru.
Wow. I wonder if it's just going to be a 1-gate into, like, Stalker Pressure, Mothership Core, even 2-gate Stalker Rush. We've seen that come back in PvP. Classic himself is actually known for doing this. Actually sends the probe home after the 1-gate.
He might be doing this, man, because he normally goes Command Center first.
Yeah.
Maru has so far today. So if Maru were to go Command Center first here, he'd be a done nerd. He'd be a dead nerd.
Yeah. He'd be
DED like the game.
Yeah, DED man.
But in this case, man, I mean, he's going Rax first. A lot of support for Korea here.
Yeah, Team Korea.
I think no matter what, guys, Korea will win today.
Absolutely.
Korea will win today. Thank you for coming down to the studio. All you guys at home are welcome down here anytime.
Yeah, definitely come down and pick up the earbuds. You guys can listen to us here as well. If you can't speak
or
Korean.
if you hate us, you're pretty much screwed anyways because we're so loud when we cast. You can probably hear us shouting at the top here of the studio.
So Chrono Zealot here blind. He has no idea what Maru's doing. Maru's doing a 1 barracks gasless though, which is like the weirdest build.
Well, it's not that weird, but what's going to be weird is that this isn't. I mean, you could still do some damage here if you're Classic.
It's just so rare. Almost everybody's doing a Reaper expand. The Reaper will easily kite and kill the Zealot, but the Marine here is going to have a lot more trouble, especially once the second Zealot comes out, and then the Stalker comes out. So he's going to need to get a bunker up probably here. Let's see how much he commits to the Zealot Warpins here. He's actually pooling them. So suddenly 2 Zealots come in and 2 Zealots versus 2 Marines. You have to pull SCBs.
Well,
he's going to have to cancel the Command Center maybe.
Exactly, because he's making the CC on the low ground here. He's going to make a third one.
Fakes a Nexus with more eBay blocks or something here. Oh, that could be terrible.
Okay, here come the Zealots now.
Okay, there's no micro on this first Marine. Goes down instantly.
Huge.
And
he might actually send these Zealots just in here. No, he sends one to get this SCB. I was wondering if he would send both in there and then have the Stalker get that one make in the command center. It looks like he wants to have guaranteed denial of the CC.
It's actually I was targeting it even.
Yeah, I thought he was going to send the Zealot up there with that.
Well, that's the bunker I was talking about he needs here. This command center will almost certainly be canceled, but he needs to go up here first, I feel, yeah. To see how much damage he can maximize here. Targeting the Stalker on the Marines and having the Zealots do work on those SCVs. The second command center is queued up here on the high ground as the first one is already canceled, and a lot of SCVs losing mining time. Now he wants to deny the Nexus as long as he can. That's the only way he can make up for what's happened.
And he's doing something with that. This is a good move here. Now, if he gets that SCV quick enough, these probes can just attack the eBay.
eBay, fastest building structure in the game, already with 1 second build time, 150 hit points there.
There is some lost mining time here. I almost wonder if sending all those probes is worth it. But that's a tough call here. I mean, these guys are both having to think on their feet.
Yeah, I mean, he's also got like a soft contained snay up here. Maru had a lot of his own SCVs pulled off the line. So, fun little start here. I mean, it goes to show this build actually works out pretty well, even against a 1-Rax expand. I think the Reaper build would have shut it down pretty hard. See, people from all over the world enjoying Hot 6.
Yeah. You can get free Hot 6 if you come down here.
You can. Not going to cost you anything. It's unlimited as well.
Yeah. Take some home with you. Here's a second gate coming up here. And there was a double command center, by the way, for Maru. And I think that was probably the best possible follow-up.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else he could have done here.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to get, like a factory to Stargate, and then if you mess up there?
Yeah, or like double barracks to do cross spawns on way station. Like, I don't think so.
Well, you wouldn't even get out of your base, too, if you're Maru here, because because Classic would just force field the ramp. So, I mean, a lot of problems here with this.
Well, this is a really good start for Classic, I feel. You know, even though the triple CC is the right follow-up, it's still going to be hard to transition. Robo's on the way. Sentry actually popping out over here to help the contain. Because he goes double CC, that means he's not going to have any medevacs for a while, which means he literally just cannot even move down his ramp for a very long time without getting force field and having his army cut in half.
You know, what's funny about this is the Observer can get there right in time to see when the Stargates are going to be done. Classic may play it safer and evacuate this soft contain down here at the bottom of the ramp before.
Yeah.
You know, he obviously doesn't want to risk anything. You know, let's say for some reason Maru did get quick medevacs and drop outside here and squash out the soft contain. Oh, this is cute too. Just getting the Oracle in here, so now he knows exactly what's going on. He says, "Oh my God. Are you kidding me? He doesn't even have medevacs make, and this is great." He has 3 command center, probably the best build, but also means that I can wait outside the bottom of his base for a little bit longer.
Yep.
Is he trying to get the SCV over there?
Actually, maybe even get a Marine. That was close. The tank is on the way. That's like the sign of desperation here. It's like, I gotta break out of here.
Yeah. Well, and the double barracks follow-up to this. He's going to try to push over here with the tank. It's definitely a possibility. He needs to be careful, though, because... Oh, dude, sir.
He's just going to walk out.
Oh, this is... I love it when players do this. Just the absolute maximum amount. Yeah, he's like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, bam, another force field, and walks away.
Yep, there it is.
And, yep, he's out now, headed back home.
Saw the siege tank, and he was like, well, this is just not worth sticking around. Already delayed it enough.
Classic's playing really well, man. I mean, I have to say he's been very prepared in all of his builds. You know, going back to game number 2, I do agree with you, Wolf. He might have started going Phoenixes after the Oracle's lost because he needs that Oracle so badly.
Yeah.
To figure out what's going on, and you know, once he loses it, maybe this is the wacky plan B to catch the Terran with his pants down.
Well, it's like I've invested 150 mineral or 150 gas, 150 minerals also into the Stargate. You know, I might as well try to get something else out of this instead of going down into Twilight Council right away too. Then you got this empty Stargate. So
Raven here.
Notice that even though it's 3cc, with all the extra chrono he could safely use here.
Does he just go for a weird timing with this, with a Raven? Is that what you do?
That's a possibility at the third base, especially if he scouts that. I really want to point out that Classic has been using his chrono boost pretty efficiently on his probes, even though it's 3cc, he's like still 48 and a 43 here, and he's getting a third Nexus.
So, we have... Okay, that's the Observer.
Checking the island, it looks like. And also is protecting against drops.
And that's also not the first Observer. He does have one over here to survey what's going on. The Raven's out here. Now, here's the double forge. Classic is going to 3 bases. The third base here, pretty hard to hold on this map, and he does see that Observer coming in here. Let's see if the Observer does get out. Nope. Nope. See you in hell, Observer. So, more barracks being made. A blink almost done here. Colossi are being incremented out with the thermal lance being upgraded.
Well, I wonder what the plan here is going to be for Maru, because it takes a while to move across the map here on these positions. Third base it's pretty far away from the natural, but it's not like super exposed. You know, it's something that with all the units that Classic has out already, is Colossi, the blink. It's going to be pretty easy to hold. Maru is about to be at 1-1 versus no upgrades of Classic, so that's pretty important.
Yeah, that is definitely something to keep in mind here, because we're probably going to be going into late game with these two players, especially on this map with these spawns. They're going to be massing up a lot. Now, we did talk about the 5th base in Frost and how that's hard for the turn to hold. It's a bit easier to get the 5th up here. You know, a lot of weird stuff can happen too. This is definitely a situation where we could have one of our longest possible StarCraft games for a TVP. I mean, travel distance is huge. Yes, Terran army is very mobile, and you know, Protoss can warp in anywhere, but recovery time overall, there's a lot more, even if an engagement goes poorly for you.
Yeah. Now, islands, there are 2 of them on this map. If it goes really late, it's going to favor the Terran for that. It's very difficult for a Protoss to take an island in this matchup because it's so difficult to defend against Marauder drops, for example. You can't recall the base because then you're stuck there. So let's see what this push gets done. He's going to catch this Observer, but the Observer sees everything that's coming, so that's important. Doesn't even waste a stim there. He knows he can just chase that down.
Smart move here with the Raven too, because he's not having to use scans when he moves out. You know, I think Maru did identify the Classic got a lot of observers in that Frost game. He was very prepared, and that's one of the reasons why Maru's harassed did nowhere near as well. So for him to patrol around the map when the Terran essentially has map control and just start pushing out the observers when the Protoss was very dependent on the Frost game, for instance, with Colossi as the damage dealers, to come out here and wipe out observers, that's going to make it much tougher for Protoss to be as prepared this time around. And
certainly. We'll
have to see. Maybe that will actually catch Classic off guard.
And eventually, once you start to lose your observers, if you lose too many of them, you have to waste robo time actually to make those instead of making Colossi or Immortals. The 2-2 upgrades are on the way for Maru. He made them a lot faster, and Classic had very late forges, but he didn't get to do anything with his 1-1 timing window, and you don't think he's really going to have a 2-2 timing window either with Chrono Boost being used here by Classic on those forges. We'll have to wait and see. But it's at least pretty good that he's not behind in upgrades as a Terran player. If you're ahead or even, that's decent in this matchup because it's so easy for Frost to get upgrades out so fast in Chrono Boost.
Maru pushes out again here from 2 locations. Maru's very good when it comes to this style of tactics. Oh my god!
He needs to protect these drops, and here we go. It's a lot of Marauders.
You know what? That was the sickest point defense drone to get in there. That was so sexy.
All right, now he has to run away from here, but so many Protoss units have been drawn to the incorrect location. Can he get this forge? He does!
Oh, beautiful, and that's mission accomplished right there. He goes back out.
Bam!
I love the point defense drone there. That was so smart.
Yeah, it even tanks the Nexus cannon. He loses both forges, and now, upgrade-wise, Maru is going to be in a stellar position. In fact, he can start 3-3 at any moment here, and he's going to be 2 upgrades.
Oh, man, and you know, with that timing, man, he can possibly smash Classic. I mean, it will, of course, depend on how they control their armies. I mean, Storm and the Thermal Lance is going to be very important, but, I mean, to have a massive upgrade, think about this, guys. The amount of damage that a Marine Marauder stemmed army does, it's faster than any other army. And when you have an upgrade advantage with that,
or 2 upgrade advantages, which you might have.
Exactly. I mean, everything dies. We see the upgrades restarting there for Classic as he's scrambling to try to play catch-up against what is going to be such a fortified Maru army. I mean, Maru might just be able to smash him here. And I do love that. Even though Classic was ready for the drop, with the Stalkers, it was a double point defense drone, put down, gunning down all the Stalker shots and the next scan shots. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So, I mean, with that, Maru, I'd really like to see him start the 3-3. Keep in mind also this affects the Vikings versus the Colossi because he has +1 to the Vikings. The Colossi only have +1 armor, which is really important versus the Vikings. You know, it applies twice because Viking shots are 2 rockets. Well, he's going to actually catch these Zealots here, but that Zealot's actually, well, let's see, he doesn't turn around. I don't know if that's enough units over here with just a cannon. He might have to send some units home. At least he's going to need another warpend.
Oh, God. Look, he's so good about this. He's so good about this.
He does this every time he does in the Frost game.
And look, now he could probably get this Nexus.
Wow, this is incredible.
I think he's going to sack this base. Maru is. He's probably saying, no, there's no way, no way. Let me just get this Nexus here. Oh, my God, get that Nexus.
That was close.
All right, good. Now all he has to do is hold off this engagement. He's going to be in great shape.
He has an upgrade advantage, but he doesn't have enough Vikings here, it doesn't look like. Here they come.
Okay, they're the Vikings
EMPs are
now.
pretty decent. Let's see. I mean, the Ghosts need to actually start fighting down in the south. This is a lot of Zealots on the ground.
I don't know about this.
I think he might actually just die.
I think the Vikings actually got there too late.
Yeah, they're a bit late to the party. Good EMPs, but like, is it enough?
Well, I mean, here's the problem: is the Archons and the Stalkers are going to kill off the rest of the Vikings.
Zealots, too many of them on the ground.
There's just too much of everything Protoss on the ground. Okay, I got to say, Maru played very, very well, but Maru had to hold that engagement there from the Protoss. He didn't quite seem to be prepared for that. We noticed that he tried to run away from the Nexus, then he had to go back and attack it, and that might have been the moment where Maru did not quite control properly. Also, was that 5 Colossi he had back there?
I think so.
I think it was 5, 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
I mean, definitely enough to where a few good shots, and that's it. GG. Maru loses game number 3 here. Classic playing excellently, going into a lead here in game number 4.
I felt like part of what Maru was doing with that drop where he sniped the Nexus was like, Classic's got to turn around, right? I'm going to snipe all of his Pylons or Warping and Zealots. He has to turn around. But Classic said no. And Classic did not turn around, and I think that was a moment where he just panicked and freaked out. I think had he known Classic was not going to turn around, he would have had his Vikings more prepared, he would have had his army more split. His EMPs would have been better, and also maybe even might have added some bunkers, because he's like, I've killed your base. You were basically all in here. All you need to do is defend. And I just think he was expecting Classic to turn around, but Classic did not. And that was, I think, the big point there in that game. Just not ready for the attack there. He was up in upgrades. It was 2-2 versus 1-1 even, but he lost a lot of his army in that attack too, so that was missing. And a good split-second decision there by Classic to go for that attack.
You know, frustrating moment there for Maru. He was playing well, but I mean, you can win every single little battle. If you lose the war, that's a loss.
That's all that matters, right?
And, you know, I gotta say, I think he got Classic out of position, but in the end, Classic's like, well, here we go. My base is going down. I'm gonna hit hard. And those Colossi did so much damage. The Vikings showed up very late, and by then there was literally no Terran ground army, and the Vikings were still trying to shoot down Colossi. It's supposed to be the other way around. Vikings shoot down all the Colossi while you're kiting away, microwave. Eventually, they're all gone. You stem, spread, reproduce, and win.
Well, Habitation Station is the map for Game 4. Could see Gangnam Terran, we could see that float, we could see all sorts of things on the map. We could just see main base, 2 barracks proxy, like stand-up, straight up cheese, excuse me. And, well, I wouldn't put it past Maru to do something wonky here, especially being down 1-2.
He is not cheesed.
He has not yet.
We expect Maru to cheese here, especially in the best of 7. A Classic actually initiating that hard counter to a fast expanding Terran into a contain. Definitely, putting Maru economically up against the ropes there. Let's see what Maru's going to do here. He's been going for fast expand builds, and it looks like now Classic has his playbook. Will he mix it up? We're going to find out soon. I'm Tasteless, with me is Wolf, and this is game number 4 in the semifinals between Classic and Maru.